Now, I do want to focus on this for a moment because it is important. Saudi Arabia versus the UAE, that widening gulf between them, if you will. Now, all the noise over the last few days regarding OPEC, it isn't just about the UAE's sovereign right to negotiate a better deal on cuts, as the energy minister told me this weekend. It's also about a growing discomfort in this part of the world as the UAE asserts itself as an influencer in this region and more globally. It's been a growing narrative that we've seen over the last few years. This, of course, as the country seeks to project its influence. And no surprise, that doesn't seem to sit too well with Saudi Arabia. Look, they are the biggest economy in this region for generations. They've been calling the shots as one of the world's biggest producers. But in recent years, we've seen the UAE gaining ground in a number of ways: politics, space, even climate change. And Saudi Arabia, of course, not doing itself any favors in recent years. Following the murder of Jamal Khashoggi, they're still suffering from the stigma of that in spite of trying to ignore it, which is a crying shame, considering all the good that's been done by the Crown Prince for the kingdom in terms of opening up, cleaning up corruption, pushing women's driving, etc. Now, the two, as all families do, they also have their issues. I'm talking about Oman, Israel, Ethiopia. And you've got to remember that it's Abu Dhabi, not Saudi Arabia, that's made it clear that Qatar still isn't back in the fold, if you will. I mean, if you're looking at this from the OPEC Plus issue alone, it's Qatar, the country that left OPEC a few years ago, who seems to be having the last laugh. Plus, and you saw this over the weekend with the White House, they waited until Monday to openly address what was happening with the GCC row and OPEC. And now that, of course, an issue that could have serious significance globally and locally. One former State Department official telling me that it seems as if the Biden administration, from the very start, just wanted the Middle East to go away, with the exception of the JCPOA, of course. It seems as if they want to focus on the three C's: COVID, China, and climate. And while no doubt that is very, very important, this part of the world does have a way of making its way into the headlines, moving markets, and in this case, with that OPEC impasse, potentially impacting the global recovery. Just a thought.